Episode 11 starts with Hiraku saying today we're all enjoying another peaceful morning. We see Senna planting rice. The Great Tree Village has become quite lively lately. My day starts once the sun has completely risen each morning. That's when I wake up. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Are you feeling alright? You ask me that every time you see me. Oh, do I? But I'm sure things are tough for you. Once we found out that Lou was pregnant, the entire village went into a joyous uproar. So that's why I haven't been able to transform. Is that how it works? She was the calmest out of everyone. You don't need to worry so much. I'm sure everything will be fine. Is that right? It is. I'm going to check on the medical herb garden. Okay, are you alright going by yourself? You're doing it again. Oh, sorry. Now back to my morning schedule. According to Anne and the maids, it is my job to keep an eye on things around the house. Good morning. Hey, morning. By the way, there's a reason I don't wake up too early in the morning. Anne and the other maids all insist on waking up earlier than I do. I sleep later for their sakes. I'm definitely not being lazy. When I see her in the morning, she lets me know if she has anything to report. Last night, the wine slime snuck into the food storage area. Was that the burrow we left out to keep the wine slime away from the rest? Yes, I'm not sure if we should celebrate our plan working. Let's just say it went according to plan. Once I've made my rounds around the house, it's time for breakfast. We can't fit everyone into the dining hall at once, so we split breakfast up into 3 groups. For today's main breakfast menu, we have a soup of daikon radish, spinach, and cabbage. We also have smoked killer rabbit that we've seared to finish. It looks great. One microorganism, Flora. Have you not been sleeping? I haven't been making any progress on the miso production. I guess that's about 20% of the way there. It's because you say stuff like that. I'm sure I just need more of this stuff. I apologize, and I implore you to get some sleep. The second breakfast group is the maids. Finally, the third group is anyone who didn't make it in time for the first or second groups. Sometimes Hakunin doesn't even make it in time for the third group. Mayor, I'm here to make a report. Did something happen? Yesterday, a group of 3 killer rabbits attempted to infiltrate the village. However, Kudo and the dogs were able to eliminate them. Those rabbits never learned their lesson. Well, we are able to use them as food, so we should be thankful that they act the way they do. Good point. You know, even though Grand Maria and the other angels always seem so composed and proper, they all enter lazy mode when they're off duty and on their own time. They can't really do any chores. Anne and the maids prepare their food, while they rely on Daga and the other lizardmen to do their laundry and other cleaning. Well, they do make up for it with how hard they work to keep the village safe. I'm glad we have them here. Hey, good morning. Once I've eaten, it's time to move on to working the field. These things again? None of the normal garden pests I'm familiar with exist in this world. But instead we have these weird little black things that live on the plants and eat their leaves. Fortunately, Zabuton's kids and Kudo and the other dogs can spot them for us. So as of now, they've yet to cause any real damage. And the way I deal with them is using the almighty farming tool as a watering can. Apparently, it has the power to eliminate garden pests. The fields that we've been slowly expanding have become quite large in size. Checking on all of them is pretty tough now, but seeing all the matured crops fills me with joy, and with a sense of satisfaction for all the work we've done. While I'm working on my chores, lunchtime comes around. I eat the lunch that Anne and the maids prepared in between my work. Apparently, having lunch in this world is very out of the ordinary. A meal in the afternoon? But we just ate this morning. I felt the same way when I first came here. Lunch aside, Leah and the High Elves were nervous about even eating breakfast. Is it okay if we eat today too? According to them, they weren't always able to eat even a single meal each day. You mean we get to eat food every day? We're definitely going to get kicked out of this village, aren't we? How did she reach that conclusion? I want to make sure that none of them have to worry about food as long as they're living here. Mayor, the cows gave birth to calves. I'd like to increase their allotted feed. Yeah, take care of it. Mayor, our crop storage room is going to be completely full soon. Shall we talk to Michael about selling more of what we produce? Yeah, let's talk to Flo and then decide on how much. After lunchtime ends, it's back to work. Having more people around has helped with the farm work a lot. But tilling new fields or planting new crops is something I handle myself. Up until now, I've only been growing stuff we could eat, but I think adding a little color isn't a bad thing. It's good for making things feel more civilized. Outside of the farm work I do, the villagers ask me to build all sorts of little things for them. Thanks to the almighty farming tool, I can manage to make things for them even though I have no experience in construction. I also like to occasionally join everyone for their battle training. I'd like to think we'll never need this training living here, but Anne and the maids strongly advise we hold regular training, just in case anything should happen. Oh well, getting some more exercise is good for everyone's health. Okay, let's keep going. If we keep eating the way we do in this village, one day we'll no longer be able to fit into our sacred maid uniforms. I think mine's already starting to become a tighter fit. Let's go. Maybe I need some more exercise. I'm already at my limit. I bet I'd be better with that one. Can I try it out? I don't mind. This is harder than I thought. She comes over and nails all three. I guess I really am not suited to use normal weapons. But I still have this spear. He throws it and creates a huge hole. That was amazing. How did you do that? I'm not exactly sure when I can use this. Once the sun starts to set, I wrap up the work I was doing and head home. Oh, I've never seen this dish before. This is a new menu item we're trying out today. It's simmered killer rabbit served with a sweet honey sauce. How confident are you? About 20%. That's pretty low. If possible, I'd like you to only present dishes that you have at least 50% confidence in. I can't do that. We cannot afford to waste food. Good point. Hiraku tries it. I did my best to enjoy the meal. At dinner time, a lot more people gather around the table. We take the chance to report anything that we want everyone to hear. Mayor, Princess Yuri has sent a letter. Wonder what it is. Let's see. I'd like to eat the apples from your village again. Also, I'd like a dress. What is this? She really liked the clothes that Zabuton made, and was wondering if she could have more made for her. I see. I apologize. I'll tell her to stop making so many requests. Well, I'm sure Zabuton will be happy to make something for her. Once I've rested a bit after dinner, it's bath time. I pretty much have the men's bathhouse all to myself. I couldn't really relax when we only had one bathhouse. I'm really glad I forced them to build a men's bathhouse. After I get out of the bath, it's time to relax, or at least I wish it was. This is usually where I start to feel uneasy. He's about to enter his house. I've got eyes on him here. He's headed straight for his bedroom. Understood. Why is it that I can still feel their eyes on me even though I'm inside my room? Someone help me. They all pop out. Our cover is blown. Everyone retreat. I'm sure they're just keeping watch because they want to keep me safe. That's what I tell myself. Oh well, even with stuff like that happening, I couldn't be happier with my everyday life here. God, thank you once again for giving me a second chance at life here. I'll do my best again tomorrow. Whether it's day or night here in the village, Donovan and the Dwarves are always hard at work making alcohol. When it comes to Dwarves, I used to imagine them being merry and getting drunk all the time. There's no way we could possibly produce good alcohol if we were drunk while working. Indeed, you're right. Even the man in charge of watching the firewood, the man in charge of the fire drinking on the job? Out of the question. That could cause a fire. Yeah, you're right. As you can see, they take their job very seriously. I think this one came out pretty good. Nope, this one's no good. It's lost its flavor and aroma. This is bad booze that does nothing but burn your throat. So, are you going to throw it away? Nope, we've still got uses for this. We'll distill it some more and then cut it with fruit juice. I have nothing but respect for the passion with which they make alcohol. Hey, Mayor, could you increase the amount of grapes we're harvesting? I need 3 times what we're harvesting now. I'll see what I can do. 3 times, huh? Well, everybody here really loves their wine. Mayor, what is it? There's this strange man. We see someone kneeling in front of the statues. It's a strange man. How did he even make it this far in the first place? He made it by Grand Maria and Zabuton without them noticing. Oh, is that the Progenitor? Little Lucy! The Progenitor? It's been a long time, Progenitor. You look like you're doing well, Flora. I am. When I first heard that little Lucy was with a child, I was sure there must have been some sort of mistake. It looks like I was wrong. Yeah, I'm quite surprised myself. That's right. We vampires usually continue our bloodline by forming new blood packs. This rarely happens. But children are a treasure, and you must take care of yours. I will, thank you. What do you mean he's the progenitor? To put it simply, I guess you could say he's like our grandfather. Grandfather? That's right. I'm about 4,000 years old now. 4,000? I can't see him as anyone other than a regular young guy. The trick to leading such a long life is to occasionally erase your memories. I make sure to keep the important stuff like my name and the clan I belong to. And then I make everything else go poof and forget about it. It goes poof? Isn't that kind of scary? It was scary the first time, but I got used to it after that. It's only been about 200 years since the last time I erased my memories. I didn't know vampires had that ability. We don't. I use magic for that. Magic sounds really useful. By the way, I'm really sorry that I entered the village without saying hello. I'd originally planned to just have a look around and then quietly leave, but I was drawn in by a certain presence. A presence? That statue below the big tree. It's wonderful. It's a splendid likeness of the great creator. Before I knew it, I was bowing. Does that mean you've met God before? Yes, just once when I was born. He told me to do my best, even though I would be born with a slightly abnormal body. And by abnormal body, he meant vampire? I believe so. Thanks to that, I feel like I've faced a lot of hardships, and been saved a number of times. But I can't be sure since I've erased my memories. However, I do remember the creator. It's just like that for some reason. I can't remember his exact appearance. Was he an old man? Or maybe a young man? What color were his eyes? What color was his hair? I've tried numerous times to create a likeness of him, but I've never created anything as accurate as that. I'm sure living nearby a masterpiece like that means that every single day of your life is amazing. It must be nice. I'm so jealous. He wants it, right? About the statue. It belongs to the village, so I don't think I can offer it to you. I knew it. I get it, but that's too bad. If you'd like, I could make you a new one. I'm not a sculptor, so I'm not sure if you'll like what I make or not. Really? I'd love that. I'm so happy. Thank you. How do you like it? I think he likes it. I think you're right. Sorry for the sudden request. How much should I pay you for it? Nothing. I can't take money for this. God isn't something that you're supposed to sell. I see. Then I'll have to think about something else I can do as a thanks. Lou, make sure you give birth to a healthy child. I will. Good health to you too, Flora. And you as well, Progenitor. Thank you for everything, Mayor. I'm grateful for this statue, and for what you've done for Lou. Keep taking care of her, okay? I will. I was a little surprised at first, but he seems like an easygoing guy. He sure is. And to think he's such an incredibly important and high-ranking person. Is he really that important? My lord, welcome back. It's been a while. How many years does this make? I believe it's been 50 years now. As you can see, I've become an old man. So you're in charge of the temple now? Yes, for about 30 years now. Well, you've always been a devout believer. You're the man for the job. Thank you very much. Has anything changed? Not a thing. Everything is as it always was. I see. I'm glad to hear that. But there's going to be a big change starting today. I want to enshrine this statue here in this temple. You do? What kind of statue is that? You'll have to wait and see. I want you to put it in the best spot here. That means we'd have to move the statue of the creator that was crafted by the master sculptor Toruk. I don't know if we can simply move the most beloved statue in this temple from its resting place. Yeah, we sure can. Yes, sir. This is such a majestic work of art. It must have been made by quite a famous sculptor. We must be sure that everyone properly honors their name. I think it'd be better if we didn't. He doesn't seem like the type to appreciate stuff like that. Besides, I don't want to do anything to disturb his peaceful life. That's most unfortunate. But I don't think it would be a problem if we were to quietly support him. Let all the other temples know immediately. Tell them to be respectful of him, as well as respectful of the Great Tree Village. Right away. Hiraku sneezes. That caught me off guard. It's been a long time since I've sneezed. The progenitor sent us a magnificent piano, and refused to take payment for the statue, so he said this was a gift to celebrate Lou's pregnancy. He's really considerate for someone so important. We talked for a while about where we should put it. We decided to place it in the village's dining hall. That piano, is it the kind that you would only find in a large temple? Hey, do you think it's okay if we play it? Yeah, this is a once-in-a-lifetime. No, it's more like a never-in-a-lifetime chance. That means if we can play this piano now, we'll be able to brag about this for the rest of our lives. You can go first. I'm fine with playing later too. This thing is way too scary for us to even try playing. My hands are sweating so much. If we break it, that'll be the end of our lives. You want another piano? For us to practice on. Please, we don't mind if it's old and beat up. Actually, an old piano would be best. Can't you play the one we already have? No, we can't. We talked to Michael and had him procure a practice piano for us. I don't really know anything about these, but the one we got from the progenitor seems a lot fancier. Now I feel bad that he sent us something so nice. The pianos were a hit. Everyone wanted to play. The ones who could already play well were Florin and the girls from the demonic kingdom, but everyone else seems to enjoy practicing to get better. I just wish they'd stop playing it at night. Then the episode ends. Some personal thoughts. Since next week is unfortunately the last episode of the season, I bet that Lou's baby is going to be born, and that Tia is going to become pregnant. It will be interesting to find out how Hiraku's village is going to change now that the Vampire Progenitor is supporting him as well. I don't have too much to say about this week. I enjoy continuing to see the progression in the village and the daily lives of everyone. Another good episode. I'm looking forward to next week, but that's about it. So yeah,